Alyssa says, why can't we convert this sentence? He started or began eating the pie to passive voice. Now, if you don't know what passive voice means, it's like this. Active voice, subject, verb, object. He threw the ball to her, right? And then if we reverse it, it's passive voice, right? Or the TV was turned off by me. I turned the TV off. Which one's active? Which one's passive? I turned the TV off. Subject, verb, object. If we switch it around then, it's passive voice. The TV, the thing receiving the action, the object of the verb, then put first in the subject place. So you take the object of the verb, which is the TV, and you move it to the position of the subject. And then you say, the TV was turned off by me. Now, the question is, can we ever use passive voice? Because we're told you must use active voice. I turned the TV off. Well, we often use passive voice when we don't care who did it. So, the TV was turned off by me. All right, we focus on the TV. The bank was robbed by 3 men in green roller skates. Right. Why are they robbing the bank in roller skates? That would be a news story. A bank was robbed. That's the focus. We're focusing on the bank by... Now, who did it? 3 men in green roller skates. 3 men in green roller skates robbed the bank. Now, both of those are correct, but what do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on the 3 men in green roller skates? Is the story about them, or is it about the bank? And if it's about the bank, then we might put the bank first. The bank was robbed by 3 men in green roller skates. If we absolutely don't care about the actual subject of the sentence, the doer of the action, then we'll cut it off. We just won't say it. We'll leave it out. And that's what will usually happen in a common situation, like the TV one. Because it sounds awkward to say, the TV was turned off by me or by Sarah. Just say, the TV was turned off. And that still counts as passive voice, but we've sliced off the doer of the action, the actual subject of the verb. Following me so far? Does this make sense? All right, so that's active and passive voice. Background information. We can't convert this sentence, he started eating pie, he began eating pie, to passive voice. You can. You can. But the question is, would you ever want to? So let's just do it. He, subject, started, verb, or began, eating pie. Okay, so we're focusing on began. Now, flip it around. What's the object? Pie. Pie. The pie started or began to be eaten by him. We say him because him, he is now in the object position, right? But is still the subject of the verb, but is in the object position. I know, this is very boring. The subject of the verb is in the object position, so we say him instead of he. And pie, the object of the verb, is moved to the subject position of the sentence, but then we have to change in the middle of the grammar a bit. The pie began to be eaten by him. Now, would we ever say this? Ever? Yeah, but we probably would cut off the by him thing. That sounds a little awkward. If there's something special about this pie, there's a bunch of pie, and we want to mention it, we want to focus on the pie, we might say, the pie began to be eaten. It's possible. It's grammatically correct. However, this is a little weird. It is a little weird. I just want to say it is possible. Now, would this ever be the most natural thing to do? Yes. Let's take an example. And this, I think, is a good one. iPad. Now, when the iPad first came out, people saw it as kind of a little toy. What do we do with this iPad? I've got my computer. I've got my phone. But where does the iPad fit? It doesn't replace my laptop. I don't use it as much as my phone, right? So if we make an active voice sentence, we might say, when it begins to change, right? I would say, so I've started recently. I only mention this because recently I've started using my iPad when I go around the house. I leave my laptop in one place, and then if I'm on the sofa, if I'm in the bed, I'll use iPad because it has now a keyboard and a touch pad that I can use. And I can play video games with a controller. It's great. So I think a lot of people are starting to now see it as a replacement. People are starting to see iPad as a replacement for their laptops. People are starting to see iPad as a replacement for their laptops. iPad is starting to be seen as a replacement for laptops. Or if it's in the past, iPad began to be seen as a genuine replacement for laptops. And you could add by most people or by some people. But leave that out, right? We're going to just not include that. So there you go. We're focusing on the iPad, and we're talking about it in the passive voice, and we're doing that because we want to talk about the perception among people, but we don't really want to focus on the people. We don't even want to say the people. We still want to focus on the iPad. So passive voice works. Passive voice is probably the best choice for that situation. That situation. This is a really good question, Alyssa. I hope that my answer makes sense. It's a tough one to talk about. If you guys have other questions about this, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And also, if you're interested in learning this kind of thing more seriously, I would recommend checking out my full course, Master Native English. Full course. It includes a lot of grammar, including active and passive voice in detail, in depth. So check that out and some of my other courses, if you like, in the links in the description.